Hello, everybody. Welcome to the People's Congregation of Shakers and Movers. I'm Sandy, and I'm here with Anna today for our weekly midweek reset of a slow flow grounding yoga practice, which I think for a lot of us parents might be in need today because we had our first morning of getting the kids off to school. So there was a lot of moving and shaking going on at my house this morning that I'm not used to having happen at 6:15 a.m. But we got through it, and it is kind of bittersweet because summer is my favorite season and it seems to always fly by way, way, way too fast. But that is good news for the congregation because once summer is over and the kids go back to school, we resume our programming of Soul Saturday and our Friday night support group, which we call Integrated Recovery Practices. You don't particularly have to be recovering from anything specific. It's just we're all recovering from something on a daily basis, whether emotional, spiritual, physical. So we just come together and we support one another just like a regular church, would do. So yeah, we are in our 5th year officially now here at our Education and Resource Center. So it's really wild to think that this is, we've been in existence and up and running as a 501c benevolent charity for almost nearly, we're going into our 5th year. So I'm super proud that we've been able to sustain. However, as everybody knows, the cost of electricity has gone up, the cost of cable has gone up, the cost of internet, everything has gone up. So if you've been wondering if you should become a member, I would love to, call in some new members, as that $25 a month is like buying us a cup of coffee or two for these free classes. So again, if you're able to support, if you can go to pcsam.org, we would greatly appreciate it so we can keep this train rolling. So we've got September 11th will be the new midweek vibe check at 6:30 in the evening, breathwork and sound healing with Matt, the vibe check.
That's Tuesday?
That's going to be Wednesday nights. That's going to be Wednesday evenings.
The 12th.
Is it the 12th? No, because September 13th is Friday the 13th.
No, you're right.
Yeah, so the 11th is the vibe check, and that's going to be new this year because it's going to be all ages. So again, we shifted the time an hour earlier so that folks could actually get their kids home at a decent time for bed. It's okay, Anna, I forgive you. We're only the first day back to school. Everybody's a little off. So I guess, just check back on our events page as we start to add more Friday night events, but we do have a new resident astrologer coming down at the end of September. Jenna will be here. So look out for an email in the next couple of days. There'll be the September bulletin going out where Jenna is going to present her blog, which I'm really excited about. And then please look out for a request. So I created a drive folder where I'm hoping that those folks that have come to Soul Saturday and taken some cool video or some cool pictures can upload all of the media to this folder, because I want to kind of redo the website and I want to have it be a little bit more of a focus on the dancing and the DJs. So I know a lot of you guys took a lot of video when I was too busy dancing and hosting. So look out for that, because I really want to get the word out and try to get some new folks in to celebrate life with us via the sacrament of vinyl records and music. And then again, Anna's going to be here all season for our midweek reset, which is the yoga class. So again, if you are looking for a free yoga class, again, this is another offering that we're able to provide thanks to our members. So Anna, how are you feeling today?
So I think I'm off because I actually won't be here September 11th. Because I'm flying west to California to be with my family.
Okay, so we will be taking a break on that day.
Probably. Yes. Yeah. But the midweek
vibe check will happen that night.
That night. Yes. So that will be lovely. And then I'm back the following Wednesday. So, but yeah, I think that, like I just said a few moments ago, let's focus on the exhale. And with that, we have to bring in the oxygen and also put our oxygen mask on first, and align the energy now that our kids are going back to school. The season is beginning to change, and things are going to be, you're going to start to notice things shift in the body as well. What you're going to be eating is going to change. You're going to be eating more warming things. We're still in the heat of summer today.
Yeah, today was hot. I'm like, we're not doing yoga outside today, people.
No.
Yeah, back to the AC.
Yeah, so we're kind of like in this in-between like shift. And I think that that's where all the energy is, right? We're shifting into a new schedule. We're coming down from summer, but we're still riding that wave a little bit as long as we can. And we're just going to be able to use that as an energy here, right, in our bodies to kind of begin to level down and switch into autumn. So aligning the energy centers today through our breath, coming from grounding the root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, and crown.
So in other words, we're going to take our time. Sounds like we're going to take our time today, which
Of
is
course.
like I need to slow down today. So I love the thought of just taking my time. There's nothing sexier than somebody telling me to take my time these days. I swear to God. Take your time.
Take
What?
your time. No
That
rush.
is hot.
No rush.
For real.
Yes. So there's no rush today. We have almost a full hour. We have 50 minutes to slow it down and tap into our breath and ground in, just as you said. So this is slowing down our week, which is winding forward, but it'll give us the energy to continue forward after going through traffic, the school drop-off, the pickup, the dinners, the lunches, the
making sure we have everything,
the
for
preparations,
show and tell. It's like
the
show and tell
lunches.
on the first day.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn. All right, we better get our what together. Yeah.
The lunches, the milk orders, like
Uh-huh.
now the focus is shifting towards our children. So right now we're going to focus on us, the moms, and dads.
Yeah.
And yeah, get our energy going so that we can embrace our kids when we pick them up from school.
In just a few short hours.
Yeah, and they're probably going wild right now.
Yeah. Well, it's so hot today too, right? Like
Yeah.
it was like we had this like fall spell, and then today summer's back, of course, when they're heading back. But I think it's gonna cool down again. So like you said, we're gonna embrace it all, take it one day at a time, and stop and smell the roses, and/or just breathe. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna get on my mat. Thank you so much, Anna.
Thank you,
I've been
love.
looking forward to this.
Thank you.
Me too.
So I'm just shifting my blocks over. So they're easy to grab. So grab any props that will support your practice. You can grab a bolster, a pillow, a blanket, anything that is accessible that's close by. And begin the practice any way that you feel like beginning. Begin on your back, begin seated, legs extended, any way that's comfortable for you, wherever you are, in your car, in your chair, at home, here. And let's begin to bring in breath awareness. So if you are seated or you're lying down, relax the arms by your side or on your lap. And with breath awareness, we begin to observe. We become the observers of our breath without changing a thing. Notice if you are not breathing so deeply or breathing just in the chest. So just noticing, observing. Notice if you're holding your breath. And with breath awareness, begin to also observe the mind. In the process of aligning the subtle body, or the koshas, we begin to align the energy in the body as we observe what is happening in our mind, body, and spirit. Is your mind racing? Is it thinking about your next to-do, tomorrow, yesterday? Come into the now to give yourself the time and the self-care. You deserve it. Observing the breath, observing the mind. And if the mind seems a bit distracted and you are in the yesterday or tomorrow, come back to the now, to this present moment, by taking a nice deep, deep, deep breath in and a slow exhale out. Deepening the breath. And as you begin to deepen the breath, extend the awareness to the body. From the heels, toes, ankles, legs, all the way up through the crown. Just making those observations of any tension, ease, and if you notice any tension, send breath to that area. Someone once asked me, how do you send breath to an area that's bothering you or that you want to focus on? And it's really traveling the awareness to that specific place, that area. Breathing in. And as you exhale, sending that breath to that specific spot. So at this moment, I'm going to send breath to my right hip by taking a nice deep breath. And on the exhale, visualizing that breath, ease my hip. And it's very similar to taking the breath all over the body, right? So take a nice deep breath in and feel that breath come through the heels, through the feet, through the crown. And as you exhale, let that breath ground you. Feel the energy draw down towards the earth on the exhale. Let's travel that awareness from the base of the spine, your root chakra, calling in the safety, stability, fearlessness. So focusing that energy at the base of the spine, you can visualize a red color swirling in that energy center. Beautiful red hue. As you visualize the hue moving in a circular motion, begin to see that hue expand throughout your body. On the next breath, we come to the sacral chakra, the place between the navel and the base of the spine. So about 2 inches below the navel. Coming into your creativity, stability of emotions, and visualizing a beautiful orange hue. See it swirl. And take notice of how you're visualizing that color and that swirl. Let that hue expand through the body, balancing out the emotions, your sexuality, your feminine, your masculine, the yin and yang, emotional stability. balancing the desires, the cravings. So taking ease on that and creating a nice balance. You have what you need. And you don't need any more than what you already have. On the next breath, come to the solar plexus, the space between the heart and the navel, just right here. And you're very welcome to place your hands on your abdomen or right in that center if you want to feel the warmth. You can even take one of the hands and place it on that sacral chakra and place it on the solar plexus. So each energy center begins to flow into the other. Visualizing a beautiful yellow hue circling in the center body. Building on your confidence, courage, that you are enough and that you have what you need. You don't need anything more. You don't need to be liked. You know that you are loved and that setting boundaries is okay. Imagine that yellow hue swirling in a circular motion, expanding beyond the body. Traveling the awareness to the heart center, the Anahata chakra. Beautiful green emerald hue swirling around your heart space. Observe it expand beyond your body. The place of love and acceptance, openness to receive, to give, but also keeping it safe without fear. Harmonizing your relationships, your relationship to self, the self-love that you give yourself, the self-care. Feel that love refuel your entire body. Swirling beautiful green. Traveling to the throat chakra. A beautiful blue. Let that energy and that color swirl. See the blue expand beyond the throat, beyond yourself. Harmonizing the communication center with how you communicate to others by not over communicating and also by observing, not saying anything at all. Being non-reactive, which is harmonizing all these centers all the way up through the throat. If you feel anything in the throat, just notice. Notice sometimes the need to scream or the need to be heard, the need to release through the throat. That's also sometimes necessary when things are feeling really tight in that space. Allow all those energy centers to align and harmonize. Take a nice deep breath in, drawing that breath up the spine, and let that breath travel to our third eye. A beautiful indigo color or purple hue, swirling as you bring your internal vision between the brows to your third eye. See the color swirl and expand beyond your body. Trusting yourself, your intuition, that gut feeling. Trust in yourself that you are where you're supposed to be and that feels right. Trust when something feels uncomfortable in the body, that it feels, and you're trusting that you're feeling that discomfort for a reason. Not ignoring it. Crown chakra, a beautiful, clear light, swirling beyond ourselves, above the crown. Take a nice deep breath in from the base of the spine as you align the root, the sacral, the solar plexus, the heart chakra, the throat, the third eye, and the crown. On your next breath, lengthen through the crown. With your eyes closed, begin to circle the body. Gently moving in opposite directions, in both directions. And then coming to center, expand the fingertips beside you, lengthen through the crown, soften the gaze. Inhale, let's bring the palms up. Let the palms touch, feel the energy between the hands. Hands come to the heart. Nice deep breath in and out, feeling the energy between the palms. Let's release the palms and bring the knees up. Extend the legs and come to your back on your mat. If you're on a chair or anywhere else, just improvise the movements to suit you and your body to give yourself whatever you need. So let's bring the knees into chest and then take a full body stretch. Arms over the head, legs extended, feeling that energy all the way through the toes as you point and stretch through the fingertips. Knees into chest. Squeeze in and release the knees, and then take the knees into a circle. Both directions. Bringing the awareness to the low back, the root chakra, the base of the spine. Option here to separate the knees and take the knees into opposite circles. Giving some movement to the hips, And then extend the legs up to the sky. You can support the legs by holding onto the thighs if you'd like. And then gently pull the legs towards you, and you can use your hands behind your thighs to gently draw those thighs towards you. Flex the feet, press through the heels. Lower the soles of the feet back to the earth and take the knees side to side. Take the arms however it's comfortable for you by your sides, or you can expand the arms into a T, or you can take them into cactus arms. So if you want to feel that stretch in the front body, the stretch in the chest, you can expand your arms into a half T or cactus as you take the knees side to side. Option here to take the feet wide to the width of the mat. And then let's take the knees to the right side. Take them all the way down. Let the hips relax. Let the hips feel heavy. You're welcome to turn your head to the left side. And then gently bring yourself back to center. Float the knees to the left side. Let the hips feel heavy. Option to take the gaze to the right side. On the next breath, you can bring the head back to center, knees come back to center. Take a full body stretch, arms over the head, extend the legs. Knees to chest, and then separate the knees, flex the feet. You take a little rock. Knees come back to center and float the feet down to the mat. Bend the knees. And kind of setting yourself up for bridge. Let's do some gentle pelvic tilts. Your options here are to keep the hips grounded and move the hips forward and back. So as you move the hips forward, you're creating a nice flat low back. As you tilt the hips back, as you can see, I can fit my hand underneath my low back because I'm creating an arch in the spine. So taking the hips forward, flat back, can't fit my hand in there. As you tilt the hips back, there goes my hand, and you create this space. So creating that gentle movement, lower spine, stimulating the root and the sacral chakra. Nice deep breaths. On the next breath, coming back to neutral, feet are about hip distance apart. We're going to gently lift the hips up and exhale lower. On the next breath, hips are going to rise and arms are going to rise over the head. Exhale lower. So while you're doing this, make sure you're not turning the head side to side. Stay nice and stable. Inhale, lift the hips up, arms over the head, and exhale. Lower everything back down to the earth. Last one here with the arms over the head as you lift the hips up, and exhale lower. Bring the heels a little closer to the buttocks, and we're going to lift the hips a little bit higher. Press the knees forward, chest travels towards the chin. Option here to take a bind and tuck the shoulders underneath the body. Option here to come onto the toes or lift the heels. Another little option I will give if you want to extend the leg, extend that right leg up. And then bring it back down. Press to lift the hips back up. Left leg rises. And bring it back down. So you don't have to do that, and then bring the hips all the way down. That's just if you'd like to, and bring the knees into chest. So do what feels good to you. Remember, we're all meeting our bodies, our minds, and our spirit where they are today, right here in the now. So rocking side to side, take the knees into a circle, or windshield wiper, give yourself what you need. All right, so I'm going to bring my hands to the front of the knees, and I'm going to begin to rock up and down. So I'm going to lift my head up and rock forward and rock back. I'm going to give myself a little massage by taking a few rocks here, and then come to seated. Swing the legs around, and we're going to come into tabletop. So I'm bringing the blocks in here because if there's any wrist issues and you want to keep the weight off, remember to shift the weight back. You can use blocks to prop the wrists up. Also, one of the things that can help the wrist is by keeping the wrist nice and aligned as opposed to keeping it kinked or flexed. So you can use your wrists to align the wrists as well. I'm going to spread my fingers nice and wide, grip the mat. Knees are hip distance apart, and we're going to begin to shift the hips back and forth, and then circle the hips. You can create small circles or big circles. You can draw a figure 8 with the body if you'd like. And then we're going to extend the hands forward, coming into puppy as we shift the hips back, sink the heart towards the mat, maybe resting the third eye on the earth, on the mat. And if your head's hanging here, you can use a block to support the forehead or the head, pillow, bolster, anything that will support you so that your head isn't straining, your shoulders aren't straining. And then from here, walk the hands back. So you're coming from puppy pose. Walk the hands back to tabletop. And we're going to cat-cow here on the inhale. We're going to tilt the tail, take the abdomen down towards the mat, and take the gaze up to the sky. On the exhale, rounding chin to chest, tucking the tail. Inhale, tilt the tail, abdomen down towards the earth, take the gaze up to the sky. Exhale, gently rounding in. And if that doesn't feel good to you, you can come into a neutral spine, which is right here. And coming into an extension, and then neutral spine would look just so. I'm going to go back into a rounding of the spine. Follow your breath. Inhaling as you extend. Exhaling as you tuck in. All right, from here, let's come back to center. We're going to curl the toes under, find our down dog as we lift the hips up, coming into an inversion. Walk your dog, lift one heel after the other, align the head with the biceps, pull the navel in and press the heart towards the thighs. Take a nice deep breath, and let's focus on the exhale here. Nice deep breath in. Bend the knees. Lift the gaze between the hands. Walk the feet to meet the hands at the top of the mat. Take a forward fold. Release the neck and shoulders. Let the arms dangle. And if you want to rotate the shoulders, you can here. So just notice if your neck is, or your head is being held up. Just release, bring the crown towards the earth. Again, here we're stimulating the root chakra, the sacral, lower half of the body. You can take a sway, you can take a bind elbow to elbow. Find what works for you and what feels good to you. Let's focus on the exhale. Nice deep breath in. Exhale it out and feel the body feel heavy. Inhale. And if it feels good here to take a gentle half lift just by tenting the fingers or taking the hands to the shins and then exhale lower, you can do that. As I inhale, I half lift and then exhale lower. One more inhale, half lift. Exhale lower. Plant the palms. Step it back, both feet. Drop the knees down. Shift the hips back. Inhale, shift the body forward. Take an up dog. Sweep up. You can ground the knees or you can curl the toes under and lift the knees. Then we're going to drop the knees if you've lifted them and shift back. So I like to do this with grounded knees as we shift back and forth. You do what feels good to you. Shifting back, extending the arms, and shift forward. Take the gaze forward or up, and shift back. This time, stay here with your hips on your heels and bring the arms by your side and lower the head down. So a little child's pose here. And if this doesn't feel comfortable, do what's comfortable for you. Stimulating the third eye by maybe giving a little massage to the forehead. From here, bring the hands beside you, gently pressing your body up. We're going to inhale the hips up, arms come up, and exhale lower. Inhale, rise, arms come up. Exhale, lower. Ground that left palm, right arm up and over. And switch sides. Lower that left arm, bring yourself back to table. Curl the toes under, shift the hips back. Little stretch to the feet. Shift forward, stack the shoulders over the wrists, and lift the hips up. Inhale, right leg high. Bend the knee, open up to the right side. So you're stacking that right hip over left, and then square the hips. You're gonna bring that leg forward. Low lunge, drop that back knee. Inhale, arms come up, bring the palms together, reach back. Exhale from here, lower the arms and shift back, half splits. So option to bring the blocks in here to lift the body. You can take the foot to the heel or foot flat. And then if you want a little movement, you could shift forward and back. Shift the hips back. Extend the leg, draw that right hip back. Hips draw back towards that back heel. Shift forward, stack that knee over the ankle, and we're going to come into a lizard pose. Again, stimulating the lower body. So bring that right hand to the instep of that right foot and hang out right here. You don't have to go low, you can just hang out right here. All right, so I'm going to incorporate pigeon here by heel toeing my foot across the body. Right hand comes to the outside of that right foot. And then I'm gonna lower my knee down. This is coming into pigeon. So if this doesn't feel good, stay in lizard. And I'm gonna lower down. Lengthen that back leg. Again, do what's comfortable for you. Option to even take the hands flat here and just rest as you get into your hips and slowly begin to descend. You can even either stack your fists or take a block to rest. So I'm going to invite you here, if you're in pigeon, to rock back on your hip and rock back up. Rock back and rock back up. Rock back and rock back up. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to lift our body weight here, curl the toes under that back foot, lift that leg back up and lower. Walk your dog, press the heart towards the thighs. Walk the feet to meet the hands, forward fold. Gentle roll all the way up. Extend the arms, arms come all the way up. Palms touch, palms come to heart, forward fold. Inhale, hands on the shins. Lengthen, pull the navel in, tilt the tail, and then exhale, plant the palm. Left foot's gonna step back. A little shift back and forth. Take that half splits. And then we're going to shift forward, curl the toes under, bring that foot back, forward fold. So we're just stretching out that right hip coming out of what we just did. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold and plant the palms. Right foot steps back. Little forward and back. And shift the hips back, half split. Draw that left hip back. Shift forward. Left hand comes into the instep of that left foot, heel toe out. Take your lizard. And then shoulders stack right over the wrists. And if you want to take the pressure off the wrists, again, you can rest on your forearms, supported by blocks. Option to stay right here. All right, so we're gonna heel toe the foot. Left hand comes to the outside. We're gonna switch into that pigeon pose. Adjust as you feel comfortable. And remember, you can stay nice and lifted. One side might feel tighter than the other. So Be very kind and compassionate, especially in this posture. Getting into the hips. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to lift our body weight. So curl those toes under and lift that back leg. Left leg all the way up and step it back to your down dog. Press the heart towards the thighs. Lift the heels high, bend the knees, switch the gaze between the hands, walk the feet to meet the hands, forward fold. Hands on the shins for your half lift, and let's root to rise together. Come all the way up. Nice deep breath, exhale it out. All right, so option here to reach up and stretch up and reach back, or just stretch up to the sky. From here, take a nice deep breath and lengthen with palms together. We're going to arch over to the left side. Inhale, come back together. Come back to center together and arch over to the right side. All right, so we're going to stimulate the heart here and the solar plexus. So we're going to take a little back bend. We're going to reach back and press the hips forward. Let the head fall back. Let the arms reach back. You can even separate the arms if you'd like and just reach back. Then palms come back together. Palms come to the heart center in Anjula Mudra. Nice deep breath. Focus on that exhale. Inhale, reach up. Palms together, reach back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands on the shins. Exhale, plant the palms, step it back. Both feet, drop the knees down. Come all the way down to the mat. We're going to stimulate the heart here, hands underneath the shoulders. Option, if there's any low back pain, you can separate the feet to give yourself some space, or bring the feet together. On the in-breath, you're going to tuck those elbows in, press 10 toes in, slide the heart forward, lift the chest. Breathe normally and lower. Bring your arms by your side, left cheek to mat. Bend the knees, windshield wiper side to side. Anything that feels good with the lower half of the body, you can rotate the ankles if that feels good, or just sway side to side. Lower the legs, hands underneath the shoulders, press all 10 toes in on the inhale, lift the heart, shoulders reach back, heart slides forward, elbows tuck. Exercise the eyes as you're breathing normally. Take the gaze up without lifting the chin. And lower. Arms by your side, right cheek to mat. Bend the knees, windshield wiper side to side if you'd like. Twirl the ankles, just give your lower body a little loose movement here. All right, chin back to center, full locust. We're gonna inhale and lift everything off the floor, strengthening our backside body. Inhale, chest lift, legs lift, arms lift. Breathe normally. On the next breath, inhale a little higher and lower. Left cheek to mat. Bend the knees. Sway side to side. Lower back down. Chin back to center. Nice deep breath in. Everything lifts. Arms lift, chest, legs, everything high, high, high. And exhale. Lower right cheek to mat. Notice your heart rate. Observe your breath. Hands underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes in, under, and gently lift yourself back up. Take a wide-legged child's pose. Bring the knees to the width of the mat. Let the toes touch, shift the hips back. Extend the arms forward. And take it slow. We're doing the opposite of what we just did. You're welcome to bring your hands into prayer position and bring the prayer hands to your mid-shoulders. Walk the elbows forward and exhale it out. After this session, this yoga session, you're going to feel much, much clearer. Mind's going to clear. And you're going to feel so much better than when you first began. Release the hands. Walk the hands towards the knees, and let's bring the knees together. All right, so from here, we're going to inhale the arms up. Exhale, float the arms down and roll the shoulders. And while you're doing that, I'm just going to adjust my mat. Roll the shoulders forward and back. And then shift the hips to one side, swing the legs around. Find yourself on your back. Knees to chest. Soles of the feet back to the floor. And then soles of the feet together in a butterfly position. Bring the hands to cactus pose, opening up the heart. Cactus arms, butterfly legs. Nice deep breath, then let it go. And if it feels good, you can flutter the legs. Bring the knees back up. Take the arms over the head, extend the legs, full body stretch. Reach, reach, reach. Both knees to chest. Both knees to the right side. Arms into a half T. So we're taking a twist, taking the gaze to the left side. If you would like, you could take that right ankle to the top of the left thigh to deepen the twist. Take a nice deep breath in, come back to center, exhale it out. Take that right ankle, keep it on the top of the right, on the left thigh. So you're keeping that figure 4 position. So if you didn't do pigeon earlier, this is also pigeon. This makes it easier to access. Weave your hands under, through the legs, interlace the fingers underneath that left thigh, flex both feet, and gently pull. Supine pigeon. Supine just means on your back. Release and bring both soles of the feet to the mat. Windshield wiper, bring your arms into a T once again. Palms down or palms up, and take the knees to the left side, all the way down. Take the gaze to the left. If you want to guide that left ankle to the top of the right, outside right thigh, you can. Focus on your exhale as you draw the breath in. Releasing. If you've taken the bind ankle to thigh, come back to center. And if you haven't, just take that left ankle to the top of the right thigh. weave the hands through, bring your head back to center, of course, and pull that right thigh, flex both feet towards you. Tuck the chin, relax the shoulders. One more breath. And release. Full body stretch, extend the legs, arms over the head. Gently bring your arms by your side. And any last movements you would like to make before you take your final resting pose or shavasana, you're very welcome to do. You can come back into bridge and come into a shoulder stand if you'd like. You can take a full body stretch or knees into chest. You could take the legs up and actually keep the legs up to the sky and take your shavasana that way. Or you can butterfly your legs and take shavasana that way. So just notice here, if you want to bring your hands to your abdomen or lower part just below the navel, or if you want to bring your hands to your heart, or one at the heart, one at the heart center, navel center, solar plexus, anywhere that feels comfortable. Begin to feel the body relax and let go, especially through your exhale. You can release the legs if you'd like from butterfly to allow the toes to fall open. Let everything we just did integrate in. You can close your eyes. Notice if you're tightening your jaw and releasing your jaw or your brows. Notice how much more present you feel. I'm going to begin to move my body, but you can stay right there as we begin to close out our session together today. You stay in your shavasana, or you can begin to wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers. You can take your knees into chest, anything that feels good to you. Take a full body stretch and then roll over to your right side. When you're ready, gently sitting up, hands at the heart center, eyes soft or closed. To seal class together today, please join me in bringing our prayer hands to our third eye as a reminder to think kind thoughts, to our lips to speak kind words, and back down to our hearts as a reminder to live lovingly, joyfully, courageously, compassionately, and gracefully. From my heart to yours, I take a deep bow of gratitude. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today.